So my name is Jon Richardson. My brother and I operate Richardson Brothers Construction. We're a commercial building contractor. I'm currently on the Building Trades Board, and I currently sit on the Planning and Zoning Commission. First thing they should probably do out of the box is go talk to planning and zoning. We want to make sure that they understand what areas of the city would allow for their use for their business. And they'll get a lot of feedback from planning and zoning on where it's easiest to operate manufacturing or a restaurant. There's some areas that will allow it with some exceptions, but there's also areas that it's just permitted by right. So having that upfront conversation along with what certain rules might apply for different areas of town is good information to have up front. Older buildings create some interesting issues, particularly in the matter where you're trying to use it for something different than what it was originally purposed for. Downtown areas of Hutchinson have a lot of areas that used to be business that people are trying to turn into residential lofts. And so changing the use of the property brings up a lot of code requirements. And it's the same thing with business. If the property was used for office and you're wanting to do some light manufacturing, there's some code requirements you're going to have to meet, and it might be difficult to do that. So having a discussion with the building inspections department when you're looking at leasing or purchasing a building is so important to do up front. And there's been a lot of friction in the past where someone purchases a property only to find out they can't use it for what they want without making some drastic investments in the property. And that's a good thing to be proactive with before you purchase or lease a property. When working with city officials, one thing I would recommend is being proactive not only up front, but if you are in the process of new construction or modifying a property and changes happen in the intent of the project. As soon as you think you may make a change, call, discuss it with them, be upfront about it. Don't let them find out after the fact that you made changes and they weren't involved with it, because it might head off some costs down the road by having that upfront conversation. So just make sure the whole process, they're involved, and that's going to save you a lot of time and headache later. In regards to commercial properties where people have made mistakes in the past, and I've been one of those people before too, making assumptions on what can be done and just rolling with it, or even having a contractor that says, I know exactly what we need to do. I'd be a little nervous about that. It never hurts to make a phone call. Having a contractor that knows who to call and where the information is probably more important than someone that says they know the code by hand. Because the code is, altogether just thousands of pages between all the different books. So I know there's been a lot of issues in the past, and it could all be head off by just being proactive with the city departments.